The American Hockey League is a 30-team professional ice hockey league based in the United States and Canada that serves as the primary developmental circuit for the National Hockey League. Since the 2010 Euro 11 season, every team in the league had an affiliation agreement with an NHL team. In the past, one or two NHL teams would not have an AHL affiliate and so assign players to AHL teams affiliated with other NHL teams. 27 AHL teams are located in the United States and the remaining 3 are in Canada. The league offices are located in Springfield, Massachusetts, and its current president is David Andrews. The annual playoff champion is awarded the Calder Cup, named for Frank Calder, the first president of the NHL. The current champions are the Texas Stars. Formation and growth, predecessor leagues. The AHL traces its origins directly to 2 predecessor professional leagues, the Canadian American Hockey League, founded in 1926, and the First International Hockey League, established in 1929. Although the Can-Am League never operated with more than 6 teams, after the 1935 Euro 36 season it reduced down to just 4 member clubs Euro Springfield, Philadelphia, Providence, and New Haven Euro for the first time in its history. At the same time, the then-rival International Hockey League lost half of its 8 members after the 1935 Euro 36 season, also leaving it with just 4 member teams, Buffalo, Syracuse, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. 1936 Euro 38, with both leagues down to the bare minimum in membership, the governors of each recognized the need for action to assure their member clubs' long-term survival. Their solution was to play an interlocking schedule. Styled as the International American Hockey League, the 2 older leagues' 8 surviving clubs began joint play in November 1936 as a new 2-division circuit of mutual convenience with the 4 Can-Am teams comprising the IAHL East Division and the IHL Quartet playing as the West Division. The IHL also contributed its former championship trophy, the F.G. Teddy Oak Trophy, which would go to the regular season winners of the West Division in the new IAHL until 1952. A little more than a month into that first season, the balance and symmetry of the new combined circuit suffered a setback when its membership unexpectedly fell to 7 teams. The West's Buffalo Bisons were forced to cease operations on December 6, 1936, after playing just 11 games, because of what proved to be insurmountable financial problems and lack of access to a suitable arena. The Bisons' original arena, Peace Bridge Arena, had collapsed the previous season. The makeshift new IAHL played out the rest of its first season with just 7 teams. At the end of the 1936-37 season, a modified 3-round playoff format was devised and a new championship trophy, the Calder Cup, was established. The Syracuse Stars defeated the Philadelphia Ramblers in the finals, 3-1, to win the first ever Calder Cup championship. The Calder Cup continues on today as the AHL's playoff championship trophy. Formal consolidation of the IAHL. After 2 seasons of interlocking play, the governors of the 2 leagues' 7 active teams met in New York City on June 28, 1938, and agreed that it was time to formally consolidate. Morris Podoloff of New Haven, the former head of the Can-Am League, was elected the IAHL's first president. The former IHL president, John Chick of Windsor, Ontario, became vice president in charge of officials. The new IAHL also added an 8th franchise at the 1938 meeting to fill the void in its membership left by the loss of Buffalo 2 years earlier with the admission of the then 2-time defending AHL champion Hershey Bears. The Bears remain the only one of these 8 original IAHL-AHL franchises to have been represented in the league without interruption since the 1938 Euro 39 season. The newly merged circuit also increased its regular season schedule for each team by 6 games from 48 to 54. Contraction, resurrection, and expansion. After the 1939-40 season, the IAHL renamed itself the American Hockey League. It generally enjoyed both consistent success on the ice and relative financial stability over its first 3 decades of operation. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, however, The cost of doing business in professional ice hockey began to rise sharply with NHL expansion and relocation, and especially the 1972 formation of the 12-team World Hockey Association. With these events, the number of major league teams competing for players rose from 6 to 30 in just 7 years. Player salaries at all levels shot up dramatically with the increased demand and competition for their services. To help compensate for this increased expense, many NHL clubs cut back on the number of players they kept under contract for development, and players under AHL contracts could now also demand much higher paychecks to remain with their clubs. As a result, within a period of just 3 years from 1974 to 1977, half of the AHL's teams folded, paring the league down to just 6 teams from 12. The league seemingly bottomed out on the eve of the 1977 Euro 78 season with news that the Providence Reds, the last surviving uninterrupted franchise from 1936 Euro 37 had decided to cease operations after 51 years in Rhode Island. The AHL appeared in serious danger of folding altogether if this dangerous downward trend was not reversed. As these clouds appeared their darkest, however, 2 events in the fall of 1977 helped reverse the trend and started the league back on the path to the great health it enjoys today. The first of these was the decision of the NHL's Philadelphia Flyers to return to the league as a team owner, and the second was the unexpected collapse of the North American Hockey League just weeks before the start of the 1977 Euro 78 season. The Flyers' new AHL franchise became the immediately successful Maine Mariners, which brought the new AHL city of Portland, Maine both the regular season and Calder Cup playoff titles in each of the club's first 2 seasons of operation. The folding of the NAHL, meanwhile, suddenly left 2 of its stronger teams, the Philadelphia Firebirds and Binghamton, New York-based Broome Dusters, without a league to play in. The owners of the Dusters solved their problem by buying the Reds franchise and moving it to Binghamton as the Binghamton Dusters, while the Firebirds crossed over to the AHL from the NAHL. The Dusters and Firebirds, together with the Hampton Gulls, boosted the AHL to 9 member clubs as the 1977 Euro 78 season opened. Hampton folded on February 10, 1978, but was replaced the next year by the New Brunswick Hawks. The league continued to grow steadily over the years, reaching 20 clubs by the 2000 Euro 01 season. Absorption of the IHL. In 2001 Euro 02, the AHL's membership jumped dramatically to 27 teams, mostly by the absorption of teams in 6 cities: Euro Milwaukee, Chicago, Houston, Salt Lake City, Winnipeg, and Grand Rapids Euro from the International Hockey League. The IHL had established itself as the second top-level minor league circuit in North America, but had folded in 2001 due to financial problems. The Utah Grizzlies suspended operations after the 2004 Euro 05 season. The Chicago Wolves, Houston Aeros, Milwaukee Admirals, and Grand Rapids Griffins have all won Calder Cup titles since joining the AHL from the IHL. Chicago and Milwaukee have also made multiple trips to the Calder Cup finals, and Houston made their second finals appearance in 2011. The Manitoba Moose moved to St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador in 2011 and were renamed the St. John's Ice Caps after the NHL's Atlanta Thrashers moved to Winnipeg as the second incarnation of the Winnipeg Jets. One oddity caused by the AHL's 2001 expansion is that the league now has 2 teams with the same nickname, the Milwaukee Admirals and the Norfolk Admirals. The latter team transferred to the league from the mid-level ECHL in 2000. Teams, current timeline. All-time teams. AHL All-Star Game. The American Hockey League first held an All-Star Game in the 1941 Euro 42 season. The event was not played again until the 1954 Euro 55 season, and was then held annually until the 1959 Euro 60 season. In the 1994 Euro 95 season, the AHL revived the events again, and has been played every season since. The skills competition was first introduced for the 1995 Euro 96 season. The Planet USA team is made up of players born outside of Canada and the Canada team is made up of players born within Canada. AHL Outdoor Games. Since the 2009 Euro 10 season, at least one team in the AHL has hosted an outdoor ice hockey game each year. The Syracuse Crunch was the first organization to put on an outdoor game in the AHL on February 20, 2010, building a rink at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York, and packing a record 21,508 fans in for the Marabito Outdoor Classic against the Binghamton Senators. The contest, which was also televised to an international audience on NHL Network, was won by the Crunch, 2-1. The Connecticut Whale hosted the Whale Bowl the AHL's second outdoor game Euro on February 19, 2011, as part of a 10-day Whalers Hockey Fest at Rentschler Field in East Hartford, Conn. Attendance for Connecticut's game against the Providence Bruins was announced at 21,673, the largest in AHL history to that point. Providence won, 5-4, in a shootout. On January 6, 2012, the largest crowd in AHL history saw the Adirondack Phantoms defeat the Hershey Bears, 4-3, in overtime before 45,653 fans at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as the final event of the week-long activities associated with the 2012 NHL Winter Classic, which also included a game between the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Rangers on January 2 and an alumni game between retired players of those two clubs on December 31, 2011. The contest was the third outdoor game in AHL history and it more than doubled the league's previous single-game attendance mark. On January 21, 2012, the Steeltown showdown between Ontario rivals the Toronto Marlies and Hamilton Bulldogs was held at Ivor Wynne Stadium in Hamilton, Ont, with the Marlies winning 7-2 in front of 20,565 fans, the largest crowd ever for an AHL game in Canada. The AHL game was preceded the previous night by a game between Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens alumni. Two outdoor games were announced for the 2012-13 AHL season, but a meeting between the Grand Rapids Griffins and Toronto Marlies at Comerica Park in Detroit as part of the festivities surrounding the NHL Winter Classic was not held because of the cancellation of the NHL Winter Classic. On January 20, 2013, the Hershey Bears and Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins met outdoors at Hershey Park Stadium in Hershey, PA. The Penguins earned a 2-1 overtime victory in front of 17,311 fans. The Rochester Americans hosted an outdoor game in 2013-14, the Frozen Frontier, which was held at Frontier Field in Rochester on December 13, 2013. The Americans took a 5-4 decision in a shootout against the Lake Erie Monsters before a standing room crowd of 11,015 fans. A year after their originally scheduled date, the Griffins and Marlies played at Comerica Park on December 30, 2013, and Toronto prevailed in a shootout, 4-3, becoming the first AHL team ever with two outdoor wins. Attendance in Detroit was 20,337. AHL Hall of Fame. The formation of an American Hockey League Hall of Fame was announced by the league on December 15, 2005, created to recognize, honor and celebrate individuals for their outstanding achievements and contributions specifically in the AHL. On January 5, 2006, the league announced that Johnny Bower, Jack Butterfield, Jody Gage, Frederick Glover, Willie Marshall, Frank Mathers and Eddie Shaw had been selected as the inaugural class of inductees. They were formally inducted in a ceremony in Winnipeg, Manitoba on February 1, 2006. Each year, a new class of inductees is enshrined during the AHL's All-Star Classic. Following the 2014 ceremony, the AHL Hall of Fame's membership stands at 38. Trophies and awards. The following is a list of awards of the American Hockey League. AHL Hall of Fame, hockeype.com, Individual Awards, Les Cunningham Award, Most Valuable Player, John B. Solenberger Trophy, Top Point Scorer, Willie Marshall Award, Top Goal Scorer, Dudley Red Garrett Memorial Award, Rookie of the Year, Eddie Shaw Award, Defenseman of the Year, Aldridge Baz Bastian Memorial Award, Best Goaltender, Harry Hap Holmes Memorial Award, Lowest Goals Against Average, Louis A. R. Peary Memorial Award, Coach of the Year, Frederick T. Hunt Memorial Award, Sportsmanship/Perseverance, Yannick Dupré Memorial Award, Community Service Award, Jack A. Butterfield Trophy, MVP of the Playoffs, Team Awards, Calder Cup, Playoffs Champions. Richard F. Canning Trophy, Eastern Conference Playoff Champions, Robert W. Clark Trophy, Western Conference Playoff Champions, McGregor Kilpatrick Trophy, Regular Season Champions, League, Frank Mathers Trophy, Regular Season Champions, Eastern Conference, Norman R. Bud Poyle Trophy, Regular Season Champions, Western Conference, Emile Francis Trophy, Regular Season Champions, Atlantic Division, FG. Teddy Oak Trophy, Regular Season Champions, East Division Euro, Sam Pollock Trophy, Regular Season Champions, North Division, John D. Chick Trophy, Regular Season Champions, West Division, a Euro Trophy predates American Hockey League, established 1926, a Euro 27 in the Canadian Professional Hockey League. Other awards, James C. Hendy Memorial Award, Executive of the Year, Thomas Bright Memorial Award, Outstanding Career Contributions, James H. Ellery Memorial Awards, Outstanding Media Coverage, Ken McKenzie Award, Marketing Executive of the Year, Michael Condon Memorial Award, Outstanding Service, On Ice Official. See also, American Hockey Association, List of AHL seasons, Minor League, Professional Hockey Players Association, the collective bargaining union for AHL players, Sports League attendances, references. Scott, John C. Hockey Night in Dixie, Minor Pro Hockey in the American South. Heritage House Publishing Company Limited PPA 137 a Euro 201. ISBN A1-894974-21-2. External links, official AHL website, historic standings and statistics, at Internet Hockey Database.